Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. So in this quick video, I'm just going to walk you through exactly how any sort of coach can book 5 to 10 calls a day, even if you have an extremely small following. And when I mean small, I mean extremely small. I mean like 1,500, 2,000 people, 3,000 people. You can still book in a tremendous amount of calls if you know what you're doing and if you have the right strategy. So what I'm going to do is just walk you through exactly what I'm doing for these clients, and hopefully you guys can get some insights that you could potentially use to, help yourself book more appointments. So yeah, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mihiz. I run an agency where I basically help coaches, consultants, pretty much like, I build out acquisition systems so that they can basically make more money from the business. And we've been doing that for a while now. This is one of our clients that saw. We did an interview with him. Check it out. He made over 54k a month. He has a little bit more followers right now. He had like 2.5 ish when we were doing the stuff, but now he's got like 2.8. And with our Faizan, recently brought him on as well too. Brought him on last month, December, and we pretty much like brought in the whole full service for him, and now he's booking around 5-7 calls a day. This is his audience size, and I kid you not, 7 days ago he had 1,500 followers. The content strategy we implemented for him is actually boosting his stuff more, so he's getting way more reach as he was before. I'll talk about content in probably a different video, but this is just on like appointments. So let's just get into universal laws. So the way I like to look at marketing, sales, or like just making money in general is there are basically universal laws that you kind of have to follow, because these are things that are like absolute truths. It's kind of like in math where you have the absolute truth of zeros, all that type of stuff. But let's talk about the absolute truth when it comes to getting appointments, I'd say. So the absolute truth is any person that wants to buy anything, or any person that buys anything in general, goes through this decision ladder, and you can add as many steps as you want, but to make it simple, there's usually 5 steps. There's them being unaware, not knowing who you are. Then there's them being actually aware, so this means that they know who you are. Then they have the trust, so this is where they have to trust you to see if you can actually help them. Then you have the love, which is where they feel like, oh, he can actually help me. And then they have the decision of giving someone money. And this doesn't just apply to like coaching or like anything in general. It actually applies to everything. So for example, if you go to the store and let's say you want to buy an orange, for example, let's say you walk into the store, you're unaware that you really need an orange, and then you see an orange just like sitting there in like the fruit section, and you're like, okay, cool, let me pick this up. So you were unaware about the orange, now you're aware about the orange, so now you're here. And then you look at the orange, let's say you're checking it, you're looking at the expiry date or whatnot, and you're like, okay, cool, I trust that this orange is probably not going to kill me if I eat it. So that's what you're thinking in your mind, so you're going to trust it. And that's the same way prospects think as well too. And then you get to the stage where you're like, let me just take it. Then you put it into your basket. Now you're pretty much like, I love this orange, I want to buy it, essentially. And then you go to the till, you pay for it. And that's exactly what people are doing when they're seeing you for the first time, especially when it's your content. And especially when it's like your first impression. So if someone lands on like your Instagram profile or like your Facebook profile, whatever you're using, let's just say Instagram for now to make it easy, they are going through this section, they're going through this whole stage. So all of your followers, all of the people who are engaging with you, they're sort of lingering around here essentially. So all you're basically doing to basically book appointments, you need to understand that this universal law is in order to get appointments, you need to accelerate people to this section, which is the love section, which is where they're pretty much able to do whatever they want. You're able to pitch anything that you think could help them, and they're gonna take it. So you want to get people as close to this part as possible. So what I like to do is I basically like to DM people, because it's the most efficient way to do it, because Meta, Facebook, all those platforms are spending like billions and billions and billions to keep people on the platform. So the best way to interact and book these guys on appointments is to keep them on the platform and have conversations with them, because it just boosts your engagement and it just helps you like go even more crazy. So what I like to do is I like to DM them, and I like to call DMs as like their conversion accelerators. What I mean by that is that they accelerate the process of which someone makes a decision, or they accelerate the process of which someone makes a conversion. Because let's say someone is in this aware stage, let's say they're liking your post, they know who you are, but they don't really know if you can actually help their problem. If you send them a DM and you give them a reason to see, and you give them proof that you can actually help them, now they trust you and now they love you. And that all took place in like a 5 to 6 minute conversation. Because if you didn't do that, they would have gone through the whole rabbit hole of maybe going off Instagram. Maybe next week they see a post that you made, they like it again. Maybe they then sat down like a month later to watch one of your YouTube videos, and it's just so much friction. But if you message someone and you had that conversation, you just accelerated their conversion cycle, because the people who are in this stage, they're gonna eventually buy. Like at one point, if they have the problem and it gets to the point where the pain is so much, they're gonna eventually buy. But all you're doing is just accelerating the conversion rate window so that they can buy it right now. So that's basically all you're doing. So when you DM your followers, you pretty much fix your lead flow problem. And the way that you actually make this predictable is that you have like KPIs. So you have like key performance indicators that you need to hit. So what I mean by this is you can have a KPI of like, okay, cool, I need to send messages to 60 people that are engaging with my content that I'm creating. If you're not creating content and you're not basically putting yourself out there, you're not going to have people who are going to be going into this unaware stage, going from unaware to aware, because you're a ghost. And if you're an online coach, you need to make content online, because that's how you get clients. So ta-da, magic wand. And then from there, you're probably going to get around 50% of people to reply. So you're going to be having conversations with 30 people, and then from that 30 people, you know, the rules, 10 to 20% of people and they're going to booking calls. So you're going to have like around 3 to 6 calls every single day if you're doing it consistently. This is just like with a crazy reply rate. The reply rates are obviously way higher, but this is just like 50-50 like chance, just in case, like, you know, maybe the people you're interacting don't really like you that much. But yeah, we usually get around 70 to 80% reply rates. So the way that we make this predictable is that we've actually found that it's a lot better for coaches to actually hire dedicated appointment setters or get dedicated appointment setters placed into their businesses instead of doing the appointment setting themselves. Why is that the case? Well, because the dedicated appointment setters actually do it consistently. They can be paid on commission, so that means that you don't have to risk anything, and you know, they reply faster and they actually get you daily calls straight away. And if they're good and well managed, you're never gonna have a lead flow problem ever again. I promise you, your lead flow is going to be so crazy that you're not even gonna know what to do with it. Like, we have clients that literally hop on calls with us, they're just excited, they're like, yo, there's too many leads today, like I don't know what's going on, there's too many calls. And that's what happens when you have someone, or like some people who are doing it consistently. And these are just a couple of results of clients that have appointment setters actually placed into their businesses. If you don't follow me on Instagram, check out, it's Mehiz WBL, and you can just see almost every single day I'm just sharing results of, like, you know, Raheem filled his calendar this year, Hassan closed 3K deal from the seller we placed, you know. And this one is really cool because some people always say, oh, you can't get qualified calls with this stuff, but it's like, these are the people that our clients are booking on, and this is all happening on Instagram DMs. Like, there's people making 300k just booking calls with our clients on Instagram DMs, and that all comes with content and marketing essentially. And then we also have another call, 7 calls booked with Nero, 4 calls booked again. And the reason why you see some similar names as well too, because we don't actually work with a ton of clients, because a lot of the stuff that we do is a lot of work. Lucas booked got a guy to get him 3k. Nero had a 32k month, and this was a funny one. Hassan, actually one of our clients, flew out and he booked, I think, 10 calls in 48 hours, and the guy was just sleeping the whole trip because the seller was just doing all the work for him. And that's the leverage that you need to get into. Essentially, you can't be relying on yourself to be actually doing this stuff consistently, because that's what we've seen, at least from the data that we've seen. The coaches that scale to the high revenue numbers, like, you know, 30, 40, 50Ks, they don't necessarily do all that medial tasks by themselves because it's just too much work. And then this is one of the clients' wins as well too. He's literally closing 7-figure people all through Instagram DMs, and he's not even sending the messages himself. So yeah, if you're interested in something like this, I'm just going to give you a reason to actually book in a call, because what we started doing now is we actually only ramp up 3 highly trained setters every single month, because they require a ton of extensive training, because we pretty much like put client results and everything above anything else. So to ensure the quality, we don't take on more than 3 sets that we want to train up. And the reason why we train them up is because there's so much stuff that goes in between. It might look as crazy as it is to just have these people going through it, but obviously we have to get them in, vet them, interview them, place them, give them the training, make sure they're doing it good, shadowing them, making sure they're not making too many mistakes, make sure the system's built out. there's so much stuff that you don't see behind the scenes that would just take like too long to show. So every single month we can only take on 3 new people that actually want setters because of how we operate. And so if you want to fix your lead flow and make sure that you're speaking to the right people with your content as well too, we can just have a 15-minute no pressure call to just see if I can even help you in the first place. So if you want to check that out, links in the description. Like I said, only 3 people are going to be taken on at any given time every given month, because we only train 3 setters every single time. That's the reason. It's legit, and you know, we literally just want to help our clients get better results. So yeah, if you're interested, link's going to be in the description. Apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.